Welcome to the Happiness Bucket. Today we will share with you part 1 of our kitchen declutter maintenance process. Before we begin, you will want to gather a couple of important supplies. A bag for trash, designate a box or area for donated items, and a box or area for items that belong in another area of the home. You will also want to gather a damp rag or cleaning product for cabinet wipe down, and a step ladder for areas that may be out of reach. Please stay tuned as we walk you through our cabinet setup and what we plan to do during this maintenance session. This cabinet houses our food storage permanent containers like our Pyrex dishes as well as some of our serving containers. We also have our aluminum baking storage containers which are used for our stockpile meal preparation. I plan to move these to another location and then I will move some items from the next cabinet to this one. I found that my husband tends to put certain items here instead of where I have them, so I'm going to move them to this location permanently. So a tip that I have for you is if your family member tends to put things in the wrong place, you may consider changing some of your system to accommodate that. Figure out why that person continues to put the items in that location because they may have a logical reason as to why they're choosing that over where you currently have it. So this cabinet will get a complete makeover. Currently, the bottom shelf houses my daughter's items, her cups, plates, bowls, etc. When she was born, we would put her bottles here, her formula, and her cereal. But now that she eats what we eat, we have incorporated her items in with ours and no longer need this separate shelf. The second shelf currently holds our serving and soup bowls. These items will be moved to the previous cabinet, and the glass bowls at the top will be determined once we finish this process. Theoretically, this cabinet will be empty when we finish going through it, and so we may move some other items to it for easier access. Now this cabinet is the one over our microwave and stove, so we had to be selective as to what we were going to store here. This space receives the heat from the stove and microwave, so we didn't want to store anything that could be a fire hazard or lose its potency, like medicine or spices. So we chose to put our excess vases in this cabinet, as well as those fabulous cups we got from the hospital when my daughter was born. Now I will be moving the cups to another location because I forget that they're here. And then we'll determine if anything else should go in this space once we're finished. This cabinet is a cabinet that we chose to use for our medicines because it is very narrow and beside our refrigerator. What I will do is go through and remove any expired medicines and discard them properly, but the medicines will remain in this location. The final cabinet I want to show you is our spice paper product cabinet. I will tell you now that I do not like the storage of this cabinet, but have yet to come up with an alternate plan. The spice drawer you see is something that we had in our old home that just came to our new space. I haven't decided if it's going to stay or not, so for now we'll just declutter and organize the spices the best way we can. The paper products will probably be moved to another cabinet because they are currently difficult to reach and therefore very unorganized, because what happens is we'll get more items down than we need and we'll go to put them back, but we can't reach them, so it's more tossing them up there than placing them like they should be. Our maintenance session is now complete and it took us approximately 20 minutes to do so. This is mainly because we already had a system in place and we're just maintaining it. If you have never created a system for your kitchen or have never decluttered it, understand your session time may take longer. We'd like to now show you what we've done in each of our cabinets. So a few tips we can give you when going through a decluttering or maintenance process is to first identify what is currently working and what isn't in your space. Group like things together. Make sure you have items in a location that makes sense to its use. Put more frequently used items closer to the middle of the kitchen so those less used items are at the highest, lowest, or outer points. Don't purchase organizational items until you have decluttered and determined where everything will go. We encourage you to live with your configuration for a while before making any purchases. This will ensure that it is what you want in that space. Measure the area and the items being placed in it before looking for containers, and make sure to take those measurements with you so you do not waste time getting tools that don't work for your space. If you have a large space or have never decluttered, set a time limit and break the space into workable parts. We typically like to empty, sort, review, and then organize. We hope you have found this video helpful and encourage you to subscribe to our various social media platforms. This way you are notified when we post additional videos from our kitchen maintenance session. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our blog at www.thehappinessbucket.com. We look forward to connecting with you soon.